What is an executive order, and how is it different from bills passed in Congress and approved by the Senate to become law? Is there anything like an executive order in Canada?
Do we have something like executive orders in Canada? Sure. They're called orders in council, where the government, as you call it in Canada, issues advice or instructions to the federal civil service and the bureaucracy. So here in the United States, about 2.5 million people work for the federal government. What the president will do is issue executive orders that are instructions to those employees about how to enact the laws passed by Congress. So Congress passes the laws, and then it's up to the president and the executive branch of government to execute those laws. And they can get pretty creative in how they do that. The most important case in the history of the United States determining what the limits are was the 1952 Youngstown steel decision. Truman government administration tried to take over steel mills in order to help fight the Korean War. The Congress had said, we don't want this, and then Truman did it anyway. And what the Supreme Court said at the time was the president cannot go against the will of Congress. You can try to interpret congressional laws. You can maybe stretch that interpretation a little bit, but you cannot contradict laws expressly passed by Congress. And that's where we are now. Trump, for example, yesterday issued executive orders on a multitude of fronts, like making it easier to drill for oil, exploit natural resources, to make it easier to permit is one example. He's instructed the federal government to start calling the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. It's within his power to tell his employees what they should call places. So that's how he's going to use executive orders. And we got a taste of it yesterday, and quite a few of them, including some that pertain to Canada.